If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy our merch indeed. The child shall lead them. To buy our merch. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
Buy our merch. So, Nick. My kids, we've been teaching them to share their toys with all the kids around, blah, blah, blah. Well, it turns out somebody said they could not share their toys with my kids. I was very disappointed because my little kids wanted to play on the scooters that they had. And as they were playing with my kids' toys, they were saying we couldn't use theirs, which I thought was kind of weird. And I wasn't, the mama bear in me was like, so I went on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, DJ Nick is coming through with a stream, so I'll just buy some scooters. So I was able to find 2 scooters for $10 a piece. So thank you, Nick.
Oh,
my children, thank you.
You went out and you bought
Yes,
them?
I did. And I didn't consult you because I knew exactly what you were going to say. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to agree to disagree on this one. I know that you think that that's a... And it was so funny because, I knew exactly what your reaction would be. And when I told the story to my dad, he was like, good for you going out there to buy them those. And I was laughing because I was like, you guys are so different. Because I knew you were going to be like, as if.
Unbelievable.
It's good for their coordination.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Let's teach the kids that there's nothing they can't have.
No, they had to learn the lesson.
And that if they share their toys, other people are obligated with them to share theirs. Because that's why we share, to put people in our debt. Holy shit.
No, I just thought that it wasn't very nice to be using up all his toys, and he was the youngest one there. They're using up all of his toys, wouldn't let him use theirs.
So we had to go buy one. Unbelievable.
Babe, it cost $20 for 2
That's why
scooters.
he was talking to me about the scooters. I was like, yeah, son, whatever.
He was very happy about them.
I bet he was. He wants for nothing.
That's not true. He wanted an ice cream. I wouldn't give him an ice cream. Okay, all right. All right, so thank you for that, Nick. Okay, Warren's Zevon stream from the big homie Nick is going on tonight. The next song on the list is Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
Lawyers, Guns,
a
and
song
money.
that plays out like an action spy thriller that is worthy of a film adaptation, like many of Mr. Zevon's songs.
All right. Lawyers, Guns, and Money with lyrics. Let's do it. Warren Zevon.
Surprised you didn't say, we'll be the judge of that.
We'll be the judge of that. Shout out to big homie Delaney. Let's go.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too?
Russia again!
I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha! I'm the innocent bystander. Somehow I got stuck between the rock and the hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck. I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. This shit has hit the fan. Guns and money. Send lawyers, guns and money. Send lawyers, guns and money.
It's on the same record.
Hey! Guns and money. Oh! Yeah.
Oh, this is on the Excitable Boy record. Came out September 10th.
So, I don't usually do this, but I have to read this. This is so interesting. Zevon told a story about how he came to write the song. He said he was in Cuba with his manager, and they were in a taxi. As they rode along, the driver said, "I gotta make a quick stop." He pulled into a house. A few minutes later, he comes running out with his sister, who had apparently been kidnapped.
What?
They jumped in the front seat of the taxi and took off while being chased by the kidnappers. From the back seat, Warren's manager deadpanned, "Call my dad and tell him to send some lawyers," Warren replied. "Yeah, it's some guns and money." That's Warren's story, and I'm afraid at this point he's gonna have to stick with it.
That can't be a real life story.
Why not?
Because if that's what really happened, why not make that into the song? That's a much more exciting song than this one. He went home with the waitress and she was secretly working for the Russians. Like, isn't this a better song? Like,
yeah, I agree.
We gotta rescue my daughter, make him shoot, and then, you get a big old Wild West shootout. What the hell?
Call my dad and tell him to send some lawyers.
Shout out
Man,
to
those people must be rich. Send some lawyers?
Send some lawyers.
Like, not just one, but, like, send some?
I mean, he's a big rock star, man. Make that shit happen,
No,
bro.
Warren's manager. What's deadpan mean?
We still got it's just, like, joke, like, dead ass serious, but you're trolling the whole time.
Oh, okay.
I went home with the waitress the way I always do. So this is funny because, like, we could continue the mythology that this is the same guy from song 1.
Yeah, I know.
Like, oh, word, you always go home with the waitress? Are you biting her? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Was
I
that
went home with
before
the
or
waitress.
after you?
Well, look, if you look at this from a union perspective, like, he is that guy. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Because he included some of his own peculiarities in the record, and if he was in his 20s in the 1970s, that means he was born in the 50s. So he probably was very familiar with that kind of treatment of women.
Wow.
Anyway. But okay, so he went home with the waitress, the way he always does. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we did not have this system, if we didn't have DJs and shit like that, we would have never heard of this guy ever.
I know.
And it's so funny to me that, like, there's people like this on the planet that I never knew about, but their shit was, like, right there for the taking. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we don't know things is very, it's such a fascinating mystery to me. Like, the fact that, like, what does it mean to not know something? It's not even black. It's, like, actual, like... That's the only real nothingness there is lacking knowledge of something. Because if you try to picture being ignorant of something, there's no picture that comes up. I didn't know this guy existed and then boom, like he's now.
Wait, did you say there's no picture for ignorant?
Yeah, there's no picture for lacking knowledge of something.
I have a picture.
No, I'm talking. No. You only have the effect. You
have
the after effect. Of
yes, I know,
ignorance.
babe. Yes, on a technical
you don't
level,
have
yes.
Ignorance
but
itself.
what I picture is very funny.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really picture lacking knowledge.
Yes, on a technical level, I agree with you. I understand.
I went home with the waitress
on a funny
the way
level,
I always
though.
do. How was I to know? She was with the Russians too.
Anytime that Vinny's in a debate with somebody, and he on a technical level says that they're ignorant, he means they're lacking knowledge. But nobody takes
I don't
it
know what
like
you mean by technical level.
nobody hears you're ignorant and takes that as what he's saying right now is I'm lacking knowledge. It's an insult.
I am somebody. That's how I would take it. I'd say, oh, well, then what do I not know?
Take a poll. I'm gonna put up a poll and let the people.
Either you know the thing or you don't know the thing. That's not an insult. Unless you're claiming that you're God and you know everything. How can that be an insult?
Because people go by how words affect them.
I think you're projecting yourself.
No,
on
because
other
I see
people.
people's faces when you say it, and then they get.
You would be offended if I said you were ignorant about something.
You do say it, and when you say it, I translate it in my head. I'm like, he just means I'm lacking knowledge on this topic.
Okay,
He's
so
right. I am lacking knowledge.
Okay, so how do you tell somebody you're lacking knowledge on the topic without insulting them in your view?
Well, if you said, look, you lack the knowledge on this topic, that would be different. But when you say you're ignorant, people take that as an insult. See, look, River, ignorant does sound like an insult, Vin. Delaney, Sori is right. People, I'm telling you, just regular people don't like.
I'm a regular
translate.
person. I'm a regular person.
No, babe. The way that you have the English language in your head and knowing the definition of stuff and knowing the Latin of where something came from, that's not regular. That's not how regular people operate. When somebody, I'm gonna put up a poll right now. Where's my poll? Create a poll. If you are called ignorant, do you feel
I just don't. I don't see the logical connection. If all of us concede that we're not God Almighty, that means we're saying that there's literally trillions of pieces of data that we don't know. Like literally trillions. If I was to quantify it, so how can anybody be upset at saying, like, honestly, if you think about what we know versus what there is to know. Knowledge is the exception. Ignorance is the rule.
Honey, I understand that. Okay, if you're called ignorant, do you feel it's an insult? Over and against thinking...
It just means that you're not God. That's what it means.
Yes, but people don't say, he's saying, I'm not like God. They're saying, you called me ignorant? You insulted me.
No, because as I said, ignorance is the default setting for every being that's not a divine being. There's literally trillions of pieces of data that we
Sori
do not
is right.
know.
The word is extra spicy. Nobody has sided with you. Vin, you are too smart, LOL. Delaney.
Can we just get back to the song review?
This is what happens.
This is, again, another logical fallacy. This is called argumentum ad populum, and it's basically trying to validate your perspective by how many people agree with you. But even you as a Christian, you believe that only 8 people survived the flood.
Babe.
So, like, if you went out there and said, all right, guys, how many of you agree with me that Noah's a moron, then you'd win that
No,
debate, too.
because...
You'd be dead.
No, babe, because what's happening? Stop it! No, what's happening? Fine, fine.
Go ahead. Tell me what's happening.
I already explained it to you. What's happening is we're all regular people and you are not. You're extra smart. You know, you have a lot of knowledge. And so when you say ignorant, you mean it in a technical sense, but people don't take it that way. I see their faces in the debate.
Go back to the song. So
he went home with a waitress.
Russians. He was gambling in Havana, Cuba. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Get me out of this. Ha!
Dad, get me out of this.
I'm the innocent bystander. Somehow I got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck, and I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Lyrically, this song is a little bit thin. Like I said, I wish he would have told us the real story. That's a much funner song.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was a funny story.
Right?
You do some shit like that. Hold on, I gotta make a stop. You wouldn't even tell the people what you were doing. Go grab your sister and keep going.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it does feel like this song made me think. I bet it would be interesting to listen to one of his full albums, like just one song after the other.
To a full album.
Because it kind of has that feel, but it's
yeah, but then you have to ask yourself, why do you keep getting... Oh, so he's in Havana, Cuba, which I understand why he would get in trouble with American law enforcement, because especially still in the 70s, Cuba was no way. But we also had some issues in Honduras. Actually, in the early 80s, we had sent... That was one of the first places that 1SFO DOD did. Or Delta Force. That was one of the first places they went to was Honduras. You know, so that was in the early 80s. But yeah, because they were supposedly building up this communist sort of bloc in South America that we wanted to, and we did eliminate. Under the guise of the war on drugs with Manuel Noriega and all those guys, what they were trying to do was have some sort of communist facing but drug infused coalition. And so in the 80s we just went over there and just wrecked shop. And so it was all...
And why did we do that? Why did we care?
Well, we didn't want communism in the South American border. You had communism in South America, and then you had Cuba over there.
Okay, I forgot the communism
Strategically speaking, it was still going back to roots of, being afraid of the Russians. But yeah, we successfully pretty much destroyed the South American states in the 80s. So, but anyway, very, very interesting.
I'm going to give this song an 8.8.
The Honduras thing is a reference to a writer Zevon was aware of, who went to Honduras to hide away from the U.S. law enforcement since they didn't have an extradition treaty. There you are. What do you give it? This is 8.5 for me. I wish you would have told the real story. The real story is so much fun. But again,
sorry, Nick. I guess I shouldn't have read that to him.
But again, I don't know if that's even the real story, because this
guy
I know,
is
the kind of guy to me that would just make shit up, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he strikes me as that type of guy. Okay, what'd you give it?
I gave it an 8.8.
8.8.
Lawyers, guns, and money.
Warren Zevon, ladies and gentlemen.
Up next is Muhammad's Radio.
I wish also we would have used his picture, his album picture, as the stream title. It's like really like threatening almost.
Oh, really?
After hearing the first song. Yeah, if you go back to his picture on Genius.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those, how the fuck did you not know that guy was going to be a serial killer?
Okay, yeah, and I just so any of our other viewers, if they're curious, 71% of our community said yes, they would feel it was an insult if you said that they were ignorant. They wouldn't look at it as you were just saying they lacked knowledge. 29% said if you called them ignorant, they would understand that you meant they lacked knowledge. The poll has ended.
Right, so that just means that 70% of our constituency doesn't understand how English works or is ignorant of the English language.
And I'm just saying that the majority of people out there are in that situation.
No, all they did was tell us how they felt. Not what the word means.
No, I know. I totally know that. But I'm just saying, when you say that to somebody, they, like, you said that to somebody, and I like, followed out back, and I was like, just so you know, that means you're lacking knowledge. It doesn't, he's not insulting you. It's just, you know, that's just a fact. You're lacking knowledge.
And they felt better after you told them that?
Yeah. Because ignorant just sounds like, you know what, forget about it, babe.
Yeah,
Call people ignorant. Go ahead. Will's got the spirit. 70% are ignorant to the definition of ignorant. Irony. I agree. Okay, Will, I'm now blocking you. I'm just kidding.
That's what they do. That's what they do. That's why they remain in ignorance.
Oh, and Ian is offended that you called him ignorant of what ignorant means.
Huh?
Ian, I'm offended that you called me ignorant of what ignorant means. The 70% are ignorant of being ignorant. That's ignorant.
That's ignorant. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. Okay, so
I'll
just say jahil. I'll just say you're jahil. You're in jahiliya. And then that'll be fine. Speaking of which, is Muhammad's radio next?
Exactly, Delaney. I understand what ignorant means. I just know people would take ignorant as being called stupid. Right. All right, up next is Muhammad's radio.
Good. So all you jahil people coming up. We'll talk about Muhammad's radio next.
And we'll
losers.
talk about